So I'm gonna do a breakout room. So Mr. Malaro, assign you to a breakout room, and then I'm going to assign the jail to that breakout room. All right, so you should have gotten an invitation. Mr. LeFrance, did you get an invitation to join the breakout room?
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Okay. Can you see me well enough? Okay, good. This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Richard James Itrich, file number 23-21321FH. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Itrich, and I have Isaac Smead appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date and time set for a pretrial conference in this matter. Ms. Underwood, you've advised the court that there has been an offer to a 1-year misdemeanor use of buprenorphine.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Is that your understanding of the plea, Mr. Itrich?
Yes, it was supposed to be a 1-year misdemeanor rank concurrent.
Yes. Okay. All right. So you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you state your full name for the record?
Richard James Itrich.
All right. Mr. Itrich, so you understand the plea is to plead to a 1-year misdemeanor. I can sentence you today if you'd like to be sentenced today.
Yes.
All right. And you'll waive a pre-sentence report?
Yes.
Okay. And you understand the agreement would be that you would get a misdemeanor in jail time, so it would run together with the time you're serving now?
Yes.
Okay. Are you satisfied with Ms. Underwood as your attorney and the advice that she has given you?
Yes.
All right. Now, if a guilty plea is accepted, there will be no trial. This means that you will be giving up rights you would have had at trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them, okay? And it is your intention then to plead guilty to the 1-year misdemeanor use of buprenorphine?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So do you understand that you do have a right to a speedy public trial?
Yes.
It could be a bench trial or it could be a jury trial. Do you understand that?
Mhm.
Oh, can you verbalize yes?
Yes, ma'am.
You may ask for a non-jury trial, and if the prosecutor and court agree, you can have a non-jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have the prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have witnesses against you appear at your trial and to ask those witnesses questions. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses you might have for your defense to appear at the trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial and not to have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Do you understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at trial? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about the rights that I've given to you?
No, no.
All right. So, sir, how do you wish to plead to the charge that on or about October 7 of 2022 in Madison Township in the county of Lenawee, that you did commit the offense use, was it use or possession?
Use.
Possession of buprenorphine, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Okay. Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead guilty to this charge?
No, no.
Do you understand that if I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead guilty? Ms. Underwood?
No.
Mr. Sneed?
No, Judge, just want to make clear he is pleading to use of controlled substance.
It is use? Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Has your attorney, well, yes, you're already going to promise your sentencing. Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Mr. Itrich, on October 7 of 2022, were you at Gus Harrison facility here in Lenawee County?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you agree that's in Madison Township? If I told you it was in Madison Township, would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. And were you a prisoner there?
Yes, ma'am.
So in some court, you were convicted and sentenced to prison and lawfully imprisoned at Gus Harrison facility?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And while you were there on that day, did you use Suboxone or buprenorphine?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you have a legal right to possess that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And you knew it was contraband?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you satisfied, Mr. Sneed?
I am, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Has the court complied with MCR 6.302 B, C, and D? Ms. Underwood
It has, Your Honor.
and Mr. Sneed?
Yes, Judge.
I accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of his rights, and he does have competent counsel. This court has made no agreement regarding the possibility of a plea or possible sentence in this case with the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the defendant, or anyone acting in the interest of either of them. Ms. Adams, could I get his appellate paperwork, please?
Yep, printing it right now.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so, sir, you waive your right to have a pre-sentence report and move to sentencing today?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Underwood, and you have no objection to your
I
client being
have no
sentenced today?
objection, Your Honor.
Okay, and where are you currently residing?
I'm in, I own New Bellamy Creek.
In Bellamy Creek? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so, anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Itrich before the
Your
court
Honor.
passes sentence?
Mr. Itrich is a very intelligent, and he has been a client that has known what he's doing. He's always been polite. I don't believe he's been any problem since he got to Bellamy Creek, Your Honor. I think Mr. Itrich just wants to serve his time. And we would ask the court to enter a sentence, Your Honor, of 1 year jail concurrent with his current sentence, Your Honor.
Mr. Itrich, anything you'd like to say on your own behalf?
I really don't know what to say. I guess I used Suboxone on that day and I got caught and I'm no longer using Suboxone.
Okay, all right, well, it's the sentence of the court that you will serve 10 months. It will run concurrent to the sentence you're serving now. And you do have the right to appeal this sentence. So my bailiff's going to bring you your appellate paperwork. And so all I need you to do is initial and date that you received your copies, and that copy will go in my file.
Thank you.
Mr. Itrich, that will go on my file just to acknowledge you received the paperwork. Those copies are yours. If you wish to appeal your sentence, you would fill out the information on those forms and mail them to the address listed on the form within 42 days, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And the record should reflect that you received that paperwork. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Underwood.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
All right, Mr. Malaro, we have Mr. LeFrance. All right. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Anthony Wayne LeFrance, file number 20-20096 FC. I have Salvatore Malaro appearing on behalf of Mr. LeFrance, and I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date and time set for pretrial. We have just one file. Mr. Malaro, how would you like to proceed today with, this is a probation violation pretrial, I'm sorry. So this is a probation violation pretrial. Mr. Malaro, how do you wish to proceed on behalf of Mr. LeFrance?
I'm going to ask to adjourn this out past either to December 1st or past December 1st. Actually, after. Mr. LeFrance's exam was started and adjourned to that date. And I think that has to be resolved before we can work on this matter. So that'd be the basis for my request.
So, and that's fine, okay. The violation on this file is just for leaving the state and going to Alabama, right?
Possible.
I mean, that's the only. Let me check.
Judge,
think
that
that's-
allegation now ties into the state's claim of the underlying charge in the felony.
That's fine. All right, so Mr. LeFrance, and you want this when?
The exam was reset, was adjourned to December 1st. So the note says it's going to be probably all day if it goes. So
How about December 6th? Can we do December 6th, or do you want to do December 13th?
the 6th is fine, Judge.
All right, so Mr. LeFrance, I'm going to set this for December 6th, which will be right after your preliminary exam is finished.
Okay.
And because it's a VOP, we do the notice of hearing, so I'll set it over to December 6th at 8:30 in the morning, and Ms. Adams will prepare the notice, all right? Mr. LeFrance, you're all set, so could you let them know I'd like to see Mr. Dillard or Mr. Ladd?
Dillard or Ladd?
Actually, Mr. Ladd, tell him Mr. Ladd, thank you.
All right.
I'm gonna take these to Ms. Adams and I'll be right back.
We have time for break.
Yes, go ahead and take your.
Shoot, yeah.
Thank you, huh? Just, oh goodness, I'm gonna have chicken noodle soup for lunch, I think.
Again, cold.
I think so. And it
Oh,
just
good.
happened like overnight. I started sneezing in the middle of the night. I told Jeff I'm gonna have chicken noodle soup for lunch, I think. That always helped me.
So every time Sierra got COVID, she would sneeze.
What's that?
Every time Sierra got COVID, she would sneeze.
Would she really? Oh.
We're just a couple files. Miss Adams, if you can send a message to Mr. Fry, that will probably be ready for him shortly.
Okay.
Judge,
Yes,
isn't attempted R and O a misdemeanor?
say it again.
Isn't attempted R and O a misdemeanor? I'm sorry, Judge.
No, it's okay.
No.
That's-
Is it, isn't attempted R and O a misdemeanor? Yeah. So, but they're duplicates out here.
Oh, which one?
Just add that one. I don't know if I should put my asterisks for them to misdemeanor. But maybe it's because it cuts in this one.
So if you
keep
keep
them
to
together.
one felony,
Gotcha,
then
but
they
if
keep
it
them
was by
together.
itself, we would have
Yeah.
sent it to district.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. That makes sense now.
All right. Mr. Ladd, how you doing today? All right, Mr. Malaro, you ready on Mr. Ladd?
Judge, may I have a breakout with Mr. Ladd? Won't take long.
No, it's okay. Let me call it real quick. So this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Johnny Allen Ladd. We have file number 20-20157 FH, 21-20578 FH, 22-20920 FH. Those can be sentenced today on the violation of probation. And then we have pretrials on file number 23-21539 FH and 23-21540 FH. I have Salvatore Malaro appearing on behalf of Mr. Ladd, and I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. So I'm going to open up a breakout room, and Mr. Ladd, I am going to, hold on a second. Yep. Right, I'm gonna open that breakout room. You'll get an invitation. Go ahead and join that breakout room. Ms. Teskey,
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm gonna send you a chat.
You just sent me a chat, you said?
I am right now.
Okay. I'll send you his info.
Thank you.
He was wonderful.
The other place I called, it would be over a year for an eval.
No, this guy's really good. Like, I can't say enough.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
I do. How you doing?
Hey, Brian, how are you?
You in?
Hi.
I didn't know those screens.
I know, I know, exactly.
We'll let them know you're ready on Dillard. Are you gonna need a breakout room with them or?
Not today.
Right, let me close that breakout room. Bring your client back. That just made that right. Mr. Lago, there it is. All right, Mr. Valero, we are back on the record with Johnny Ladd. Mr. Valero, Mr. Moore did send a chat message to everyone with updates on the credit time served on the box. So, Mr. Valero, I guess, one, are you ready to proceed to box sentencing? And two, how would you like to deal with the pretrial?
Yeah, Judge, on the violations of probation, I don't see where in my notes where he admitted to the violation.
Well,
My notes show that everything was adjourned for today.
okay.
Adjourned for sentencing.
I show that, hold on. I show that he pled on the violation of probation. On, let's see, on July 20th, Mr. Ladd was present with his public defender. He pled guilty on the probation violation files. We originally set sentencing for August 3rd. And that it got adjourned to August 18th. I got adjourned to October 13, got adjourned to October 25.
You said on July 20th, Judge?
That's correct.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Do you remember pleading in front of me, Jenny? Yeah.
That was with Rhonda.
I was gonna say, there's no notes.
It was with Rhonda.
The only note says he got picked up on July 20th. Doesn't say anything about oh, great. Yeah, because I'm looking at my hard copy. I don't see where I did anything for him.
Well, Ms. Underwood represented him that day.
Well, I don't see her.
Do you want a copy of the PSI?
Well, I'm looking to see if there's something in there.
I show that we emailed it back on August 2nd to the public defender's office.
I see it, Judge. Let me look at it real quick.
Do you want to talk to Mr. Ladd about it while I take care of something else?
Yeah, if that would be fine, Judge. Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Ladd, I'm going to open that breakout room again. So there you guys go. All right, I should have Mr. Dillard. All right, so Mr. Fry. All right, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus William Jarrett Dillard, file number 2023-21360 FC. Mr. Dillard is present via the jail, and I have Brian Fry present in the courtroom. Mr. Dillard, we received notification that Mr. Fry has been assigned as the conflict attorney in this case. And I'm assuming on such short notice, you haven't had an opportunity to meet with them, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. I would be asking for an adjournment so I can get discovery and review it and meet with Mr. Dillard at the jail and review it with him as well.
All right, so Mr. Dillard, Brian Fry is going to be your attorney. And then we will, he'll contact, I believe, Mr. Sala's office to get the file, and then the file will be transferred to him. And then he will schedule a time to meet with you at the jail and go through everything, okay?
I got a question. Like the last time I was in court, they said there was a plea offer. Like, man, I'm ready to get this over with. I ain't trying to keep having a million court dates. Like, I've been here 17 months.
Okay, so Mr. Sneed, has there been a plea offer made in this file?
Your Honor, I'm going to defer to Mr. Hartung to discuss that directly with Mr. Fry. I don't know the status of the
Last time I went to
plea
court
agreement at this point.
and
All
got.
right, so hold on, Mr. Dillard, hold on 1 second. So evidently Douglas Hartung is the prosecutor on this file, so that's probably good for Mr. Fry to know. I'm only gonna set this out a couple weeks, all right? And then, Mr. Fry, you need to reach out to Mr. Hartung. We'll verify what the plea offer is, Mr. Dillard. I can have you back in 2 weeks. Is that enough time, Mr. Fry?
Yeah, that should be fine, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Dillard, I'm gonna set this over to November 8th, just 2 weeks from now. Mr. Fry will get the file, he'll meet with Mr. Hartung, who is your prosecutor, and then we will have you back on that day. Mr. Fry, if you are able to ascertain a plea offer that Mr. Dillard would like to accept and you want to bring him in sooner, you can do that, all right?
I will do that, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, and because this is the first pretrial, Ms. Adams, can we do the notice of hearing?
Okay.
All right, okay, so Mr. Dillard, we'll have you back in 2 weeks, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dillard.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Fry. And Mr. Sala will have the file. Unless you want to look at my file.
I'll get it from somebody.
Okay. All right, so now we are just waiting for Mr. Ladd. Okay, let me close that breakout room and bring Mr. Ladd back. All right, so we are back. So Mr. Malaro, are you ready to proceed or?
We are ready, Your Honor.
Okay, how would you like to proceed today?
Well, I mean, are we gonna do the sentencings first then, or what are we?
Well, what are you doing on the underlying pretrials? Is he going to be entering a plea on those?
I think he's already entered a plea on those as not guilty. There's an exam transcript I'm gonna have to look at to see if there's any motions I need to file, so we're gonna ask to adjourn the underlying pending felonies.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. Okay, so you're gonna need another pretrial on those. You said you haven't requested the exam transcript yet, so I need to set it out far enough to get those, right?
Correct.
All right, so we're giving them 90 days. So, let's see.
Judge, that exam was done on the September 21st.
Okay, but I give them 90 days to produce it from the date of order. So if you haven't ordered it yet, October, November, which makes sense because it's so new. October, November, December, January. So what about January 24th at 8:30 in the morning for pretrial?
That's fine, Judge.
So January 24th at 8:30 in the morning. And Mr. Malari, you can do the stiffen order to adjourn the pretrial for those two files. And, all right, so with regard to the probation violation sentencings on file number 20-20157.
And we're ready to proceed on those, Your Honor.
Okay. Why do I just, I have 3 files. No, I just have 2 files. No, I have 3 files. So. It's a 2-9. So I show probation violation sentencing on file number 20-20157 FH. Yep, hold on, I'm just going through, probation violation sentencing on 21-20578 FH. And a probation sentencing on. I'm trying to read Mr. Moore's notes. 78, 20, page 298. So, Mr. Moore, I have 20-20157, 21-20578.
Yes.
And then oh, there we go, 22-20920 FH. But on page 1, supervision history, it only lists 2 files.
I'm showing 3.
So I have supervision.
Oh, I see.
history.
On your 20, the 22 isn't listed on there. Hold on.
Which one's the problem besides Mr. Moore?
But I'm just on page 1 of the violation.
So
second
that
little
on
section.
page 1, yeah, the 7-8 on page 1 should
Be the 20920.
right. Well, it should be.
No,
It should be 22. That's a mistype. It should be 22-2090920 FH. So 22. So that number,
but
the one that carries 7 years, 6 months, should be the 22-20920 FH. I don't know. I
Alright,
typed it wrong on that front one.
all right,
'Cause even-
so on 20-20157 FH, he's on probation for possession of ammunition by a felon, correct?
Correct.
And then on file number 21-20578, he's on probation for assault with a dangerous weapon, correct?
Correct.
And then he's on probation for file number 22-20920 FH. And that would have been possession of ammunition, alcohol, meth.
Correct.
So I think that's got to be corrected, the supervision
Yeah, on
history.
that front for that attempt CCW.
Okay,
Gotta have it. Correct.
well, it's got, yeah, okay. All right, so Mr. Ladd, you had an opportunity to review the probation violation report with Mr. Malaro.
I just wanted to
And
know,
you
are
had,
they gonna be,
no,
ran-
go ahead, Mr. Ladd, say it again.
are they gonna be ran consecutives?
No.
Okay.
Let me look.
Because if I went to the joint today, will my other charges be ran concurrent with what I'm doing now?
All right, can you scoot up a little bit? That room has like the worst
I said if
audio.
I went to the joint today, would my other charges be ran concurrent with what I'm going to prison for?
So if you go to prison today on these charges, the file you have pending,
Yeah.
would it run concurrent or consecutive is what your question is?
Yeah, concurrent, basically. I don't want it to run consecutive because then I already got half my life in prison, so I don't
Mr.
want.
Malaro, do you need to talk to your client?
Well, Judge, the answer is nobody knows at this point. Because he hasn't been convicted of those charges. And I need to look at the bind over and then talk to a prosecutor about if it can be resolution, he could be acquitted. It's way too early to.
So Mr. Ladd, the answer is nobody knows today. So you have some options. We can sentence you today on the probation violation, or we can just set it out for, to follow along with your other file. Really just depends.
So I can't deal with mental, I'm just ready to go away.
Okay, so
Judge,
you're saying,
Judge, if I may, Mr. Ladd wants to proceed with sentencing on the violation.
I want to go to the joint, if I can go to the joint and just, I can't, I have nothing out here no more.
so Mr. Ladd, you understand though, on your file, like if I sentence you today, you're gonna go to MDOC, right? But when we come back in January on your other file, I don't know if that case will stack or if it'll run concurrent. I'm sure your attorney is gonna work really hard to try to make sure it runs concurrent, but I can't guarantee you that today.
I don't care no more. I want to go to prison. I don't want to be in Lenawee County. I've asked for help. I just want to go to prison. There's no discussion.
Okay, so you want to proceed to sentencing today?
Yes.
So Mr. Ladd, you've had a chance to review the pre-sentence report with Mr. Malaro.
Yeah.
And are you satisfied with Mr. Malaro as your attorney and the advice that he's given you?
Yes. Would they write me out today, or will I still? I just don't want to be in this jail. This jail is.
So I assume they'll ride you out within the next couple days. It could be today, it could be tomorrow. I'm not in charge of the jail, so I can't really guarantee when they'll ride you out, but I'm sure it would be in the next day or so.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right. So Mr. Malaro, on this case, the original sentencing guidelines were 0 to 17, 5 to 28, 7 to 28. Do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in this pre-sentence report?
Now that the case number corrections have been made, Your Honor, no.
Okay. All right. So before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Ladd?
I would, Your Honor. Although the probation report discounts Mr. Ladd's mental health issues, he clearly has them. I've represented Mr. Ladd now on numerous files over the 5 years that I've been in the public defender's office. It's clear to me that he has serious mental health issues. Sometimes I think he borders on competency, although after talking to him today, he's competent. It's just that the overwhelming stress at the county jail and the lack of services that that can be offered to him at the county level, does not meet the need for him and for his mental health issues. That being said, Your Honor, Mr. Ladd, I think has some impulse control issues. He doesn't react to outside stress very well, as I think his record's very obvious. And I think the probation report pretty much encapsulates the whole issue that Mr. Ladd, because of these overwhelming issues that he has trouble dealing with, also is a danger to himself, which I think it's again pretty obvious. So we'd ask the court to sentence him to the minimum recommendation prison, run them concurrent, and that if whatever the court can do to facilitate his trip to a Michigan prison where he could perhaps receive services that he would not be available to him here in the county level, that would be his request. So that's what we're asking the court to do here.
All right. Mr. Ladd, anything you want to say on your own behalf? So Mr. Ladd, I do I do appreciate what you're saying here today. I think I've known you since you were 17 and committed your first adult offense. And it's been a struggle. I see it, but you know what? It is possible to recover. It is possible to become stable, but it's really hard, especially with the lack of services available in the state of Michigan for people. So I totally appreciate where you're coming from on that. And I do want you to get the help you need. And I'm sorry that it's been so hard. So there's the sentence of the court that on file number 2020-20157FH, you will serve 12 months to 2 years and 6 months with the Michigan Department of Corrections. I'll give you credit for 341 days already served. On file number 21-20578FH, it's a sentence of the court that you will serve a period of 16 months to 6 years with the Michigan Department of Corrections. I'll give you credit for 372 days served. And on file number 22-20920FH, it's a sentence of the court that you will serve 16 months to 6 years with the Michigan Department of Corrections with credit for 298 days. On file number 20-20157FH, you will pay $130 crime victim rights fee, $68 in state costs, and a $60 DNA fee. On file number 21-20578FH, you'll pay $130 crime victim rights fee and a $68 state costs. On file number 22-20920FH, you will pay $130 crime victim rights fee and $68 state cost as a condition of parole. I will order that mental health services and counseling be provided to you as a term of your incarceration. And then hopefully they'll take you out the next day or so. And Mr. Ladd, we will see you back for your next pretrial. We'll Zoom you from MDOC on that one, all right?
And if you guys
Now,
can't,
Judge, everything's concurrent. Did you say
not
concurrent?
to run it consecutive, I don't want to do too much time in there. I mean,
All these run concurrent.
okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, and then Mr. Ladd, you do have the right to appeal this sentence, and we'll give to you at the jail 3 copies of your notice of right to appellate review on each of your files. And I'll have the initial and date, 1 copy for each file, just to send back to me to acknowledge you received the paperwork. And if you wish to appeal the sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days. All right?
Sorry, Tom. Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr.
All
Bennett.
right. Thank
Good
you
luck,
all.
Johnny.
Mr. Malone,
Thank
you
you.
do this step in order on the other file. And we'll
Yes,
make a
Your
note. Mr. Sneed's already gone. We'll make a note that we need a writ for MDOC on the other 2. All right. Good luck, Mr. Ladd. All right.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.